What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Anything, Everything, and Nothing at All with me, your host, Christian Davis. I come to you today head in hands. I come to you today with a heavy heart. I don't know how to articulate this. I don't know really what to say. But I'm out of Diet Coke. Okay. This is a sad time for me. It's a hard time for me. And I just really would appreciate some prayers being sent my way. This is not easy for me to talk about, but I appreciate those of you that are looking out for me and have my back during this difficult time. So I appreciate your prayers and your good vibes being sent my way. I am on my last can as of right now. And I'm cherishing it for this podcast, okay? Is that good acting? Was that good acting? Huh? That was so stupid. I actually truly am out of Diet Coke, but my next shipment arrives Wednesday. Okay? Because I am what? Proactive. Yes. Now, even though I may be out of Diet Coke, well, I'm not really out. I have like half of a can left. I would like to jump into the history of Diet Coke, okay? Because I feel like it may be riddled with some interesting facts, especially as we get to global distribution of the drink. There's going to be some interesting things happening. So, historytimelines.co, a history timeline about Diet Coke. This is the anything segment, if you were wondering, obviously. Diet Coke, a sugar-free soft drink, was introduced by the Coca-Cola Company in 1982 as a response to the growing demand for low-calorie low-calorie beverages. It quickly gained popularity and became the top-selling diet soda in the United States. In 2018, Diet Coke underwent a major redesign, introducing new flavors and packaging to appeal to a younger demographic. Okay, I remember this. Because they put out the, was it ginger lime and like mango, orange mango or something? Diet Coke flavors 2018. This was like huge. I remember when this came out. Ginger lime, feisty cherry, zesty blood orange. That was a good one. Yeah, they came out with a bunch of these new flavors. They were pretty good. I really like the ginger lime ones a lot. I did not like the cherry one, but cherry has never been my favorite. Today, Diet Coke continues to be a favorite among consumers looking for a refreshing and diet-friendly alternative to traditional soda. Now, I want to make something clear. I don't drink Diet Coke because it is diet. Like, I don't drink it because it's less calories. That has nothing to do with it. It's the taste. And I feel like most people that drink Diet Coke don't drink it because it's healthier. They drink it because it tastes better. Who was it that said only fat people drink Diet Coke? Let's see. Who said that? Only fat people drink Diet Coke. Quote. Paris Hilton. Paris Hilton did. It's so funny. Okay. September 8th, 1982, Diet Coke is introduced. Okay. 1983, Diet Coke becomes available in cans. It was only available in glass bottles at first. 1984, first celebrity endorsement by Elvira, Mistress of the Dark. That's an interesting one. It's light and it's refreshing and it's positively sexy. 1990, Diet Coke with lemon is introduced. This becomes very popular and is still sold today. What? Wait, Diet Coke with lemon? I've never heard of that. Lemon. I've never heard of that before. I don't understand. I have never seen it before. I do know they have Coke Zero Lemon. I know that, but I've never heard of lemon Diet Coke. I see the glasses, but I don't remember ever seeing it. 2018 Diet Coke gets a new look. New packaging features a slimmer can and bold, vibrant colors, not flavors. It's the same. Okay, so that's kind of our timeline. Now I want to look at Diet Coke International. Why is Diet Coke called Coke Light? Here we go. This is what I wanted to get to. Coca-Cola Zero provides real Coca-Cola taste for variety-seeking consumer. That's not what I asked. Okay. I read into it. Coca-Cola Zero provides real Coca-Cola taste for variety-seeking consumers. Coca-Cola Zero is sweetened with a blend of low-calorie sweeteners, while Diet Coke is sweetened with aspartame. As for Coca-Cola Light, yes. In certain countries, the term diet is not used to describe low-calorie foods and beverages. In these countries, we offer Coca-Cola Light. The sweetener blend used for Coca-Cola Light is formulated for each country based on consumer preference. Coke's decision to brand its diet and light products under different names in different countries is an example to all brands that flexibility is needed when branding for an international community. One size may not fit all when it comes to brand names, and businesses may be forced to market similar products under different names based on industry practices in certain countries. So like in Korea, they used to sell Coca-Cola Light, which was the same formula as Diet Coke in the States, but they just didn't want to call it that. Nobody says that it has something to do with the word diet. I feel like it has to do with the fact that it's called diet. That has to be the reason, because I don't like the word diet. Like, you don't ever see the word diet. Here we go. Something looks promising. I hate the title of this. Europe doesn't need Diet Coke. Instead of smuggling Diet Coke into Europe, try these local sodas. Ew. Nobody wants that. What about that? Here we go. Diet Coke is available in the UK and other certain parts of Europe, but it isn't easy to find in many other parts of the continent. Instead, you'll be choosing between Coke Zero and Coke Light. Coke Zero is the most popular of the two throughout Europe. Keep in mind that the word diet doesn't have the same meaning in every language, whereas the word light is easier to recognize internationally. Oh, okay. That makes sense. Okay, all right. So that's anything. A little shorter of a segment today. And I wanted to really leave room for our everything segment, which has a lot to do with cooking, okay? And if you know me, you know that I love to cook. I cook very often. I'm starting to cook more than I eat out these past couple of weeks, and I really enjoyed that. And I love to cook. I've grown up cooking. I had jobs cooking, so it's something that I'm really comfortable doing. And, you know, of course I'm on TikTok and Facebook and Instagram, but like I always see these people cooking such terrible things, and it's really starting to piss me off. Okay? Like, I don't understand. In 2025, why are we here? Why are we sitting here not salting our food? Why? I need an answer. I'm going to give you a list here. We're going to talk about them. A couple of my, I call them cooking catastrophes. Number 1, people that only bake bread. And you know, I have baked bread maybe twice in my life, and it's always been focaccia because I love focaccia. Like, I'm not about to be making sandwich bread. I'm not about to be making a sourdough loaf. There are people who dedicate their lives to making this thing that do it way better than me. So I'm more than happy to pay for that service. It's not like bread is expensive. It's not like you need to make bread because it's a necessity. You're just making bread because you think it tastes better, or I mean, hey, if you do that, it's great. But I don't understand the hype around it because I am not really a bread person. I don't eat a lot of bread, but there's so much bread out there. There's potato bread, there's wheat bread, there's white bread, there's honey oat bread, there's Japanese milk bread. Like, I like a variety of breads in my life. Croissant, you know, what do you call uh, the other bread? Oh, what is it called? Challah. Yes. Like, I like a variety of bread in my life, and I'm not gonna prescribe to one like sourdough or one this or one that, and I'm gonna end up just making bread my whole day. Like, what are we in 18th century Germany? Like, I don't understand. Like, bread is so widely available, and it doesn't make sense to me that we're baking bread. Okay? I mean, for a special occasion, I love that. Like, if somebody were to bake bread for a special occasion, that's great, and that's really awesome. But like, why are we baking bread so much? I don't get it. And it's hard. Like, baking bread is hard. It takes a lot of like tweaking and perfecting, and it's like you're gonna fail way more times than you succeed when making bread. And so these people that get on here and like all they do is bake bread, I'm just lost. I don't get it, and I'm not about to do it. I've baked focaccia before. It's easy. And it always turns out really good, but like, we're not doing that. I don't want to see you baking bread unless you're doing a laminated pastry. I want to see you making croissants from scratch. I want to see you making, cinnamon rolls from scratch. I don't want to see you baking a sourdough loaf. You're not cute, okay? It's basic. All right? That's the bread rant. Now, my next one. Not using salt. Okay? And this is a huge issue, and it's not being solved. And I don't understand what people don't understand about salt. Salt is a flavor enhancer. Okay? It's not a seasoning. People think of it as a seasoning, and it's really not, actually. Because salt is a compound that brings out the flavors of other things. That's what salt is. So when I'm salting my steak before I cook it, I'm liberally salting that steak because it needs that to bring out its flavor. You see chefs like liberally salting a steak. There's a reason for that. Okay? It's not a suggestion. Like, the best steakhouses in the world, their steaks are covered in salt. And they're not salty. It's not necessarily that they're salty, because that's the point where it is too salty. If you're tasting salt, it is too salty, but you got to take it right up to that barrier. There's a big difference between salty and salted. And I always go on the extreme side of salting my food. I'm always going way more than I think is necessary, and it turns out usually perfect. Everything is very flavorful. Like, flavors are popping in and out. Like, that's a culinary experience. If you don't salt your food, you're not allowing the food to actually be what it's meant to be. All right? And I'm just really, really sick and tired of people not salting their food. Garlic salt is not salt. Onion salt is not salt. Cayenne pepper is not salt. Salt is its own entity, okay? It's not in the same camp as garlic salt, garlic powder, onion salt, Old Bay. They're not the same at all. Those are seasonings. Those add flavor. Salt is a flavor enhancer, okay? I need you to get this in your spirit. It is a flavor enhancer. It's not a seasoning. Pepper is a seasoning, okay? Onion salt is a seasoning. Celery salt is a seasoning. Salt is a flavor enhancer. Now, in the conversation of salt, we have a couple of things to talk about. There are many different types of salt. okay? And each type of salt serves a different purpose. I know all you people that use pink Himalayan salt and think you're so cute. Oh, it's cute because it's pink. Yeah, it doesn't mean anything, actually. Your little pink Himalayan salt actually might not be real. Let's see what the internet has to say about pink Himalayan salt. Benefits. Maybe there's extra minerals. I feel like that's not true. There's no way that eating Himalayan salt makes you better. There's no way. Uh-oh, Joe Rogan. Yeah. Okay. You know what? We're going to, you know what? Go ahead and keep using your pink Himalayan salt. I guess. But like, what's so bad about regular salt, you guys? Can we be real? Can we just be honest? Just use regular salt. Regular diamond crystal salt. Okay? It's not like there's this like fear of salt. And we need to come together and disband this fear of salt in our communities. You know, a long time ago, people used iodized salt to like knock out the impurities of the salt or whatever. And that caused people to have real issues, high blood pressure, clogged arteries. Like iodized salt is not good for you. We know that. So just using regular, coarse, good, quality, kosher salt, there's nothing wrong with that. People are using it in every kitchen in the world. So can we just come to grips with reality for once as a society? Bring salt back. It's amazing. I have 3 different kinds of salt in my house right now. One is just regular kosher, coarse kosher salt. And then I ground that up in a food processor to get fine salt, because there's 2 different applications. I'll tell you about that in a minute. And then I have Malden crystal salt, like finishing coarse, big shards of salt for finishing. And those are the only 3 salts that I need, okay? Because the first one, coarse, is just to season meat. You want a good coarse salt to do that. It'll create sort of a crust on whatever you're cooking. I always love to use coarse salt in that way if we're cooking things. I always use coarse salt for that. For finishing, like if we're in the final stages of cooking, I'm going to use the finer salt so it can get dispersed more evenly throughout the dish rather than the coarse one that's going to get like stuck in certain places. I like to have fine salt for those fine-tuning details in my cooking. And then obviously the coarser, best Malden salt is for finishing all my dishes. I usually always finish my dishes with a little bit of flaky salt at the end just to bring everything together. And it really does bring out some really interesting flavors. So those are the salts that I use. But like I don't use the pink Himalayans. I don't think it's real. It's not real to me. I feel like they dye it, and that's not fun to me. But another one. Oh no. Okay, here we go. When I came to Korea, I know that a lot of Asian cultures use MSG in their cooking, and I never had before. Maybe we did in the restaurant like a little bit here and there, but nothing crazy. And when I came to Korea, I was like, let me see about this MSG. What is that going to give? And let me tell you something. America has lied to me several times, okay? Because MSG will take any dish, like savory dish. I'm thinking like a stew or like fried rice or something like really savory, and just kick it up that next level. It's got this umami, like earthy punch. It's like it takes it to just the next level. Woo, baby. Oh, I made coq au vin, which is chicken and wine in French. It's this chicken stew. You get like a bunch of chicken and you sear it off and you add the mirepoix, the carrot, onion, celery, bay leaf, thyme, rosemary, all these garlic, all these things, and you just glug half to a full bottle of wine in there and let it go for hours and hours. I put some MSG in there and woo! Baby, golly. Oh, it was so good. Oh, it just punched it up that extra little bit that it just needed. So MSG is a big deal for me. Big, big deal. I use it for everything. And it's not like a copious amount. I'm not pouring MSG into things. I'm just a little shake here and there. But man alive, does it transform things. Woo, baby. Now, with this idea of flavor, enhancing flavor, I want to talk about tasting your food. This is a huge issue. This is a huge, huge issue. I see so many people cook and they never taste their food. I don't understand it. I don't get it. I don't understand it at all. Because what are you doing? You're just trusting that this recipe is good? That is crazy to me. You're just going to trust this little blog that you found that it's going to be salty enough, that's going to be seasoned correctly, that's going to be balanced. How are you just going to trust that and not care enough to taste it? If you're serving something to people, you better be tasting the heck out of that thing. People see me taste my food constantly. And like, I'm trying to serve the best product that I can to somebody. And I'm tasting that I'm tasting that. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I'm tasting it because if it touches your taste buds and it's not good, that's on me, dog. Okay? That's on me. So it's going to be good. And I'll sit there and taste it until it tastes right. So taste your food. How are you going to know what it tastes like at the end if you haven't been tasting it the whole time? Taste it in the beginning, taste it in the middle, taste it before that, taste it after the middle, taste it at the end. Adjust, always adjusting. We're seasoning at all the different levels, from the beginning to the middle to the end. Everything getting seasoned over and over and over again because we are layering flavor. You don't season it one time. You don't season it just in the middle. You don't season it with the salt at the table at the end because that's about to piss me off. Okay? Oh. Why are we seasoning food at the table? That's unbelievable to me. It's unbelievable. Pouring iodized salt on your food. No wonder we have health issues in our country. You're putting table salt all over your food because it tastes like trash. Ugh. You wouldn't have to do that if the food was salted. Do you think you're going to Gordon Ramsay's 3 Michelin star restaurant? Do you think he has salt on the table? No, he doesn't. Because he salts his food. I don't understand. Like, people that don't taste their food. It's crazy. Taste your food, people, please. Now, I also see a lot of people that do not know how to hold a knife properly. Okay? And this is frustrating to me. If you look up any professional chef on YouTube, they have a video showing you how to hold a knife. And it may be uncomfortable at first, and that's normal. It was uncomfortable for me at first. But once you understand that the knife is an extension of your arm, the knife is an extension of you, and you have to hold it in a way that it becomes part of you. You can work with it, and it's not hard. It's not difficult. You're not having to, you know, do all these things to try and get the thing that you want. It just happens because your knife is an extension of your body. And if you don't know how to hold a knife and you're having trouble cutting things, you're not good at knife skills, that's really going to hold you back as far as cooking goes. I see so many people that don't cook because they literally cannot cut anything. They can't chop a vegetable. They can't medium dice a shallot. They can't mince garlic. They can't slice, a tomato. Like, we have got to learn these skills, people. It's so important. Like, no wonder you don't like cooking because you have no skill, and that's not your fault necessarily. But, take it upon yourself and learn. Just learn. It's really not, it does not take a lot of effort. It'll take one bag of onions for you to be comfortable with chopping with a knife. It took me one bag of onions to understand how it's supposed to feel when you're chopping things. And, you hear it all the time from professional chefs. You've got to have a sharp knife. It's so important. That's another pitfall people fall into, is that they're cutting with these dull knives. And it's so dangerous, you guys. Like, I don't know if you understand how dangerous it is. I've seen so many kitchen accidents, so many ambulances called because people are using dull knives. It's one slip away. It's one slip away from a finger being gone. So be careful and make sure your knives are sharp. People think that having a sharp knife is unsafe. Oh, no. Having a sharp knife is your safest bet. Okay? It's so much safer than having a dull one. So much less slippage happens with a sharp knife. Back to salting. If we are not salting our water for boiling things, anything. If you're blanching some vegetables, you're boiling some pasta, you're boiling potatoes, all these things require a huge amount of salt. When I'm salting pasta water, it is salty. They say it should be as salty as the sea, and that's absolutely true. Because the pasta in itself has no flavor. And so what is salt? Again, say it with me. Salt is a flavor enhancer. So if we add salt to the water, we're cooking our pasta in that salty water, it's going to bring out the flavor of the pasta, which is actually crazy. Because if you don't, it's so bland. And it's the same for the potatoes. There's nothing worse in life than an unseasoned potato. In this country, in Korea, man, their French fries, 95% of the time, they are not salted. They are not seasoned. They have no taste at all. And I don't understand it personally. I just don't get it. Like, I don't know where they got that idea from that we just don't salt our potatoes, but it's unacceptable actually. And that's part of the reason why I have that fine salt is to just throw salt on those French fries when they come in, because it's the worst. There's nothing worse than a bland potato, a bland pasta, a bland vegetable. Like, man. Also, something interesting. I'm 25, okay, and I do have alcohol in my house. It's true, but I have really unlocked a skill with cooking with alcohol, and it's not this thing. It's really not a big deal that people do it in countries like crazy. In France, that's kind of how I first got into it, actually, was French cooking. They use so much wine and cognac and, stuff like that. And it's actually really interesting how it can really enhance the flavor. And of course, you burn it off. Like, I don't know. I don't understand this adverse reaction to using alcohol in cooking, because you're burning off the alcohol every time. Okay, there's no alcohol left. It's only the flavor of it. And people act like it's this crazy thing that, oh, why is there alcohol in my food? I don't drink. You're not drinking. There's no alcohol left. But there's certain times where, man, that whiskey or the wine or the cognac really brings something together, really special. And I would challenge people, if even if you're not a drinker, even if you don't drink often, have a bottle of cognac in your pantry, have a bottle of bourbon in your pantry, have a bottle of red wine in your pantry. Like, you don't have to drink it, just cook with it. And it'll be amazing, the things that you find that, oh, wow, I didn't notice that. Like, the other day I made a steak. I don't really get steak very often here because it's very expensive, like a ribeye or anything. Like, they're very hard to find. But I made one the other night, and I was like, man, it would be really nice to have a good sauce with this. So I seared the steak, perfect medium rare, of course. And then I threw some mushrooms and minced onion in the pot with some garlic. Stir that around, let it sweat and get some color. Bring out some of the pan juices. And, I was like, let me throw some whiskey in here. And because I want more of a deeper, more broad flavor. So I was like, let's get a little bit. It's literally like, you guys, it's maybe less than a shot. Like, it's not a lot. And you pour it in there, light it up, and it goes in flames. Once the flames are gone, you know that the alcohol burns off. You add some cream in there, boom, sauce. Let me tell you something. It's a whole different ballgame. So I would challenge you, if you're newer to alcohol, or you don't normally drink, you don't drink very often, or you have a spouse that doesn't like to drink, still use it in cooking because it's completely different. Completely different. So big fan of using wine and other liquor in cooking because, you don't add it like willy-nilly, but there's always a reason behind it. So I would challenge you to do that. Now, that was everything. We're going to do a little bit of a shorter episode today. Nothing at all today. We're in the kind of theme of cooking. I wanted to do a tier list of fast food restaurants, or a ranking rather, of fast food, because I've been missing American food lately really bad. And I think it would be fun to do a little bit of a ranking. So we're going to do, 20 fast food restaurants. In the US. Okay, here we go. Here are our options, okay? Burger King, Domino's, KFC, Starbucks, Pizza Hut, McDonald's, Subway, Taco Bell, Wendy's, Chipotle, Chick-fil-A, Arby's, Dunkin', Little Caesars, Panera. I don't like how much pizza's in here. Hold on. Top 50, that's a lot. Okay, we're just going to go ahead and... No. Fast list. Let's go list of fast food restaurants in America. Okay, this is in alphabetical order. I'm going to start with the bottom of the list. Okay? I'm going to look through this list and see what I can put in the bottom. Burger King is in the bottom, okay? Here's why. Burger King is trash. It's not good. Their burgers are bad. Their buns are weird. And it's just not good. Burger King is easily bottom of the list. Maybe it's the worst one here. Okay? Moving on. Also at the bottom, we have I like most of these. At the bottom. Pizza Hut is definitely at the bottom, for sure. Okay? That's the bottom. That's not a bad bottom. 2 in the bottom. Hey, I'm not mad at that. I don't like Pizza Hut at all. I think their pizza's trash. Tastes like garbage to me. No stuffed crust is going to save you. And that's actually gross. It grosses me out to have stuffed crust. In the next tier up, we're now in the C tier. I'm going to go with Long John Silver's. You know what? I like fish and chips. I like fried shrimp. They do a decent job. Is it oily? Yeah. Is the oil maybe old? Yeah. But you know what? Good for them. I'm going to put Little Caesars in that category as well. In the C tier, there are times when I have a slice of Little Caesars and I say, this is not as good as this is not as bad as I thought it was. What else is in there? Hardee's / Carl's Jr. is definitely in that next category. In the C category, it's not very good at all. I appreciate their dedication to what they think is good, but it's not. What else is in the C tier? I'll put Checkers and Rallies in the C tier only because I like their French fries. Other than that, that's it. Okay. I'm also going to put Papa John's in the C tier. I think out of all the pizza joints we've talked about so far, this is the highest. Okay. Moving on. The B tier. We're getting to things I actually like now. The B tier includes the following. Dairy Queen. Okay? Can I say that? Can I say the Dairy Queen is at a B tier? Are you going to be mad? You know, I had a cheeseburger from there once and I was like, hey, that's actually not that bad. Their French fries were salted, crispy, and you know, those blizzards are out of control. Okay? I say a good B tier placement for Dairy Queen. I will also give Dunkin' a B tier spot. I am a fan of donuts. I like donuts. They do donuts all right. And their coffee is serviceable. In the B tier also will be KFC. They've gone downhill in the past couple of years, but still, they've always been consistent, KFC. That's what I appreciate about KFC is that they're consistent. They're consistently mediocre, but at least they're consistent. In the B tier as well, we're going to put Olive Garden. Now, I have a feeling it depends on what Olive Garden you're going to because, you're going to get different things at different places. Purely for the tour of Italy, Olive Garden is a B tier. Also in the B tier, Quiznos. I remember growing up with Quiznos. I appreciate Quiznos. I think Quiznos is all right. Not mad about it. I'm not really a cold cut sandwich person per se. I'm going to go ahead and put Subway. You know what? Ooh, I'm going to have to change this now. Subway is going in the C tier. Yeah. I don't like Subway and I'm not sad about it. And I know you might be, and I'm sorry if you think that. I do not like Subway. It's in the C tier. I could potentially put it in the D tier. Okay. I'm going to keep it in the C tier just because I know people love it. I'm not one of those people at all. I think their quality is poor. I think, the amount of ingredients they have is silly to me. And with more ingredients comes less quality, in my opinion. So, Subway's in the C tier. Quiznos is in the B tier for sure. I'm going to put Jersey Mike's in the A tier. All right? That's sandwiches. Back to the B tier. Tim Hortons, B tier for sure. Taco Bell, B tier. Shake Shack, we'll get to. Um, Taco Bell is B tier because Baja Blast. That's a big reason it's in the B tier. Also, there's nothing better sometimes than that just nasty Taco Bell flavor. You know what I'm talking about? There's something about it. They've got something happening there. B tier, continuing. Five Guys, I'm going to put in the B tier. They're just, I don't know. It's too expensive, you know? I think that definitely warrants a B tier placement for me. I'm going to put Auntie Anne's and Wessel's Pretzels in the B tier as well. I don't know if I would even include those in this list, but they're going to go there anyway. In the B tier as well is going to be Wendy's. They've gone downhill quite a bit lately with their little rebrand of their French fries. I was not a fan of that at all, and it really is a problem. They've never been able to get their fries under control, okay? Now, I think I'm good with that for the B tier, all right? Let's move on to the A tier. This is like, I love it, but it's not S tier. It's not the best. A tier. Here we go. I'm going to go Chick-fil-A is in the A tier. Chipotle is in the A tier. Cinnabon is in the A tier. What else? You know, I'm going to put Popeyes in the A tier. I was going to put it in the S tier, but you know what? No. Whataburger is definitely in the A tier. Okay. I think that about does it for A tier. I need to decide about Popeyes. I love Popeyes. We're going to put in the S tier. Okay, fine. Fine. Popeyes is going in the S tier. Here's why. I love their sauces at Popeyes. The Cajun Ranch. Oh my gosh. That Cajun Ranch is so good. Oh, it's so good. And their fries are out of this world. Those chicken sandwiches are nuts. And their food is just good. It's well seasoned, and I really appreciate that about Popeyes. They really know how to season their food. They're S tier for sure. Also in the S tier, McDonald's. Okay? Don't be mad at me. I love a McDonald's. What's my order for McDonald's? Filet-O-Fish. Be mad. Be mad about it. Is it a Filet-O-Fish, a large Diet Coke, a large fry, and some nuggets? Yeah. Yeah. Get into that. In the S tier as well, we have, did I say Shake Shack already? I'm going to put Shake Shack in the S tier as well. The quality meets the price for me. Whereas with Five Guys, the price does not meet the quality. So Shake Shack I'm a big fan of Shake Shack. I love their food. Really good fries, really good burgers. I love their little shakes too. In the S tier as well, Krispy Kreme. Okay? I'm not even going to justify that. All right? Definitely S tier for Krispy Kreme. Also in the S tier, Chipotle. Did I say that already? I feel like I said that already. But I think Chipotle deserves an S tier placement. And yeah, their guac is a little weird. Okay? Their guac is a little off. It's a little different. But I can look past that. I'm not going to get guac on my burrito. That's just not who I am. But I do love their sour cream and cheese because I feel like that really holds everything together. Yeah, that's definitely an S tier. Also in the S tier is Wingstop. Okay. I love me some Wingstop, baby. Woo, darling. Oh, baby, I love Wingstop. Those lemon pepper wings, are you kidding? Get out of here. That ranch is wild. Wild. So, I think that's going to do it for me. That's my tier list. And if you disagree, let me know below in the comments. Let's get these comments together. Let's get these likes together. Let's start sharing the podcast to people, okay? My life depends on it. Come on. We got to get this to the people. The people need me in this day and age. We need each other, and they need this podcast. So share with your friends. Share with your family. Share with people you don't like. I don't know. Because everybody needs the podcast. Everybody needs it. Looking forward to next week for a new episode. Be on the lookout. I'll talk to you guys later. Love you. Bye.